Perfect. Okay. So let's start standing.
Okay.
So standing up nice and tall.
Oh, I got hair straight, so.
We've still got somebody's, Kristen's mic's on still. We all good? Okay. All right. So I want you to stand up nice and tall and then lift the shoulders, roll them back, and then pull them down. Pull that belly in nice and strong now. Don't hold your breath. And then tuck your tailbone under to bring that lumbar spine into alignment. I want you to focus on your breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. As you inhale, leave your belly flat, just inflate the chest. As you exhale, get rid of every last drop of breath in the lungs. This time, inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift. Reach, make yourself as tall as you can. Now fold at the waist and exhale. And start to think about rolling up from behind your belly button. Roll and curl through your spine, nice and slowly. Assist with the hands on the legs if you need to. Keep that chin tucked until you get all the way to the top, where you reset your shoulders and lift your chins. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Take a second to hang here. Let the head hang. Relax the neck. Relax the lower back. Sink into that stretch. And slowly start to think about behind the belly button, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Keep your chin tucked. Curling through the spine, articulating. And then at the top, reset. Good. Okay, right where you are, just want you to sit down and stand up. Bottom goes back, and then drive through the soles of both of your feet to stand tall. So think about that space underneath your feet and drive up. Just warming, so maybe you're not going too low to start with. Maybe you're just, what I want you to do is sit back. Really focus on as if you were going to sit in a chair. Last one. Good. Little balance exercise. So just lift up your right leg. Lift it from the floor. Find something to stare at. Focus behind the belly. Now take that leg to the rear. Arms go wide. Tip the chest forward. And if you have decided that it's too much and your back foot is just hovering off the floor to keep you steady, then go with that. And slowly lift up, give everything a little bit of a shake. And the other side, lift the leg, find your balance. Focusing behind the belly. And then challenge that balance, tip forward, extend the leg to the rear. Stay focused on a point on the floor. And you can always keep that foot a little lower if balancing is not your friend. Good, and lift up. Give everything a little bit of a shake. Take those legs nice and wide. Draw a line between your toes. Make sure that nothing in the lower part of your body goes forward off that line. So the upper body can come forward, although try to keep it lifted. Slide across to the right side, sending your bottom back and feeling that pull on that inside thigh. Support on the right knee. Inhale here. Exhale. And push across. And push. So one breath and slide across. Can you get a little wider? Maybe you put a bit more distance between your feet. Remembering to keep everything going back from the waist down. When you look down, you should always be able to see those toes. All right, we're going to stay across to the right. We're going to turn everything. So you've got nice long lunge, and we're going to pop those hands down to the floor. If you need to take this option, your back knee is simply going to bend and drop to the floor. So take what you want. Okay, you're going to take this into a single leg balance pose. So all we simply do is think about that back leg and think about your tummy and brace and extend the front leg. So coming up off the floor. Getting a nice big pull on that hamstring. Drop that back foot to the floor, back into that lunge. And then up one more time. Front leg straightens, back leg elevates, tummy's braced. And drop it down. We need to walk in a nice big circle around to the other side. Nice long lunge. And then when you're ready, think about the leg lifting, think about the straight front leg and a nice tight core, and lift. And lower. Drop into that lunge, take that nice hip opener. And again, ready, lift. And lower. And then walk to the middle and come to all fours. I'm going to start you off on all fours today, and I will switch views. So I'll go from sideways into front view and everything so you can see it from all angles. This one is really going to come and get better by how much of a connection you have to deep inside your belly. All right, so we're going to call that your core. I want you to think that somebody, probably somebody that's maybe 5 years old, going to walk past you and punch you in your stomach. So you're going to be ready to receive that punch. So I want you to brace your tummy like you're ready to receive the punch. Okay, that is going to be your abdominal brace. So listen for that. All fours, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and your back flat. Like a piece of string is pulling through the top of your head to lengthen your spine. And now make that abdominal brace. So you're ready to receive your punch. Slide out your right arm and your left leg, but don't lift them. Just slide them. Slide them out until they extend. And then slide them in till they come back for where you started. And again, same side. Slide out, arm and leg if you can, and slide in. If you do need to take an option and only do an arm or a leg, it's totally okay. But we're trying to put the core under some duress as we remove two of the limbs. All right, this time we're going to add a side sweep. So we'll take it out. We go around to the side, back, and then back in. I'm going to do that from the front so you can see. We slide out, we come around, we come back, and we slide in. Good. This is all on the same arm and leg. Last one. And relax. Drop into child's pose. Take a second or two here. Okay, coming back up. Same thing, other arm, other leg. Try not to lift the arm and leg. Leave them on the floor. Ready to brace. Set that nice position. And slide out. And slide in. Keep that going. Sliding, lengthening, holding for a few seconds before you pull it back. Your focus is trying to keep your torso completely straight. We want to avoid, if we can, the shifting of the weight each time you move the limbs, because that takes it out of the tummy. Last one, forward. Slide it in. Now we're going to go out and then around. Around to the side. Bring it back. And then back in. Good. Try and getting a little rhythm with your breathing. Breathe out when it hurt, when you feel the most, and then in as you recover. All right, give me one more. And relax. Drop that into child's pose. Should have felt that through the core, your central abdominals, and then some through the obliques. Maybe the shoulders were starting to burn as they take some of the weight. Good. All right, come over onto your bottom. Now, if you've done this move before and you know that you need the assistance of a little roll-up towel in the small of your back, then that's when you would have that there. Sitting up nice and tall. On your sit bones, arms reaching forward from the shoulders. Drop your belly button in and curl and roll yourself down. Nice and slow and steady. Arms go above the head. And then nice and slow, lift the arms, lift the head, the shoulders. Piece of string is pulling you up to the ceiling. And then we drop forward at the top to take a spine stretch. And then go back again, reverse, rolling down. If you find that there's a point where you want to throw your arms to get yourself up, you might well benefit from that pad in your lower back. Remember to reach forward at the top and get that nice stretch. And release and roll down. So we're breathing out on the way up. Breathe in at the top and then out on the way down. Control everything with your breath, slow and steady. If you want to make this harder, glue those arms to your ears and make yourself come up harder. Good, keep it going. We've got 3 more. finish at the bottom. And relax, good job. Draw one knee into your chest and lift the head and shoulders to look at the knee that you have a hold of. We do a double knee pull, double exhale. Switching the legs. Keep that belly drawn down. Need an option here. Pop one hand behind the back of the head. You could also rest the head and shoulders and take a little more time on those knee pulls. Try and use the breath. Try and make it a strong movement if you can. Can you press that leg into the floor when it's outstretched? Ten more seconds. And relax. Rest your head back, hug the knees, give them a little rock. Okay, we're going to focus now on your lower abdominals. I want you to set me up a position called tabletop. So simply the knees are above the hips and the lower leg is flat, forming a tabletop. This is going to put your lower back under a little bit of pressure, okay? So in order to keep the work on the front side of the body, you really need to brace at the front here. If you feel anything in your lower back, you might benefit from having that little cushion there to take out the arch that might happen. I know there's a couple of people with some back issues, so I'm just giving you some options. Failing that, if you've got your tummy braced and you're still feeling it in your back, then you need to rest lots and only do little snippets of it, okay? Because, you know, you with a back issue and people without a back issue with two completely different cases. So we're going to set that tabletop position. You keep the position of 90 degrees and then you drop one heel until it hits the floor. Don't bend or straighten the leg. Bring it back up and switch. So we're not cycling, the leg is not extending. It is just dropping from the hip. It's going to make it way harder than if you're extending your leg. You're going to feel this in your lower abdominals. So make sure you squeeze so that you're keeping it in the front side of the body and not in the back. Exhale every time. I know I'm holding my head up so I can see what's happening on the screen, but you don't have to, you can keep it back. Remember that abdominal brace. Keep it pulling at the front. If it starts to get a little too much, but you want to keep going, I want you to switch your legs so there's no time when they're both at the top. And that's going to make it just a little easier. And relax. Draw both of the knees into your chest and give them a hug. So next move is double leg stretch. From a crouch position, all we're going to do is extend the arms and the legs, and how low your arms and legs go is entirely up to you. So you could start here, okay? We come around, we pull the knees in. extend, and in. Now you want a challenge, you're going to go low. Nice big abdominal brace as you extend. And if it's too much, you're going to go higher to relieve and reduce the intensity. And relax. Extend your legs up to the ceiling. Now, we get a pull here in the backs of the legs, okay? This is going to be stretching out those hamstrings. So if your legs are a little more bent, don't worry, you're getting the stretch that suits your legs, okay? We can work on that flexibility. So as straight as possible, and then turn your toes out. So you've got Charlie Chaplin feet. And this should have your legs starting to sort of feel like they're already working, and maybe even a little bit of shaking. Some people, this position alone is not a great one. So just see what you get, what sort of challenge you get. Now we're going to exhale and point the toes. Inhale and flex. Exhale and point. Inhale and flex. Good. Keep it going with your breathing pattern and really try and exaggerate the point and the flex and trying to keep those toes turned out the whole time. So we've got that rotation coming down through the legs. Remember, the legs as straight as you can have them. So you've got lots to think about. And relax, bring the toes back together, bend the legs and hug the knees. Legs up to the ceiling one more time, and your hands reaching, fingertips are reaching about a foot in front of your feet. We never want to be aiming towards the feet, just straight up, okay? Shoulders, fingertips, straight up. Here's an option. Pop one hand behind the back of the head to take the pressure off the neck. Lift the head and shoulders from the floor, and now push one more inch. Little exhale on the push. And relax. So that was the top of the abdominals. Now we're going to do the bottom. Legs go up again. Hands are up towards the ceiling and placed at the side of your body, aiming right at the bottom of your abdominals. We're going to try to get the bottom off the floor. Try and limit how much your legs swing front to rear, okay? We just want them pushing up. Try to put your footprint on the ceiling. Try not to press into the floor with the rest of your body. You're looking for that muscle right at the bottom of your tummy. If you can't find it in everything, you can find all the other muscles, then stop and restart. Try to relax the shoulders. And relax. Bend the legs, give them a hug. Okay, roll yourself up. And come onto your side. So this exercise will be on a straight arm, okay? So we'll be in a side position like so. Okay, it is going to be challenging on the shoulder. If you're really struggling, you could come to here, but we want that space really if we can. The top leg is going to be out like so, and we will bring the leg forward and back. Try to control your leg in both directions as opposed to a fling, okay? Really try to control the movement. And relax. Bring out your bottom leg from underneath. And then bend the legs slightly. We're going to go into full extension rainbow pose. So this is going to have you trying to lift your hips up really high. So we're really using that lower oblique. We're going to create a nice arc as we come up and over. All right. So we've got those legs a little bit bent. Maybe they're side by side as opposed to one on top of the other. It's up to you. And then we lift that bottom off the floor, extend the legs up and come over into rainbow. Try to have that top arm not coming forward, but coming over the top. Really lift up those hips to get a nice rainbow pose instead of side plank. Good, and relax. Come down all the way to the floor and extend the arm on the floor, palm up to the ceiling. Now, have a little check of your arm. Is it coming forward slightly? If it's coming forward slightly, that's going to be helping to stop you from rolling, and we want your tummy to do that. So bring that arm in line with your body so that you're as straight as you can be. Your spare hand comes to your tummy, and then we lift the legs from the floor. Straight away, you should have felt that your tummy engaged to keep you balanced on your side. And then we shuffle the feet. Keep them flat and control the legs as opposed to flinging them. So you're walking your feet. Good. You're going to get some wobble. Your hand is there to stop you from rolling onto your face if you need it, but take it away again if you use it. All right, so bring those feet a little closer together and then use a little mermaid fishtail motion with your lower body. And relax. Good job. We're coming up over to the other side. We're going to start on that high position where we're kneeling, straight arm, and your top leg will be the one we're working. So stabilize with that leg, and then when you're ready, I'm going to kick the chair and swing the leg. So when I say swing the leg, I don't mean swing the leg, I mean move the leg. I want you to focus on keeping the rest of your body completely still and then control that leg backwards and forwards. Should be feeling quite a lot in that supporting hip area, the supporting shoulder area, and then the quad, the glute, the hip flexor, and the abdominals. So pretty much everywhere then, yeah? And relax, good job. We're bringing that bottom leg through, so they're both out now. You're gonna bend them. We got that rainbow pose to come up into. Whether you stagger your feet one in front of the other, or whether you've got them on top of each other, it's up to you. When you're ready, let's lift. And up and over into rainbow. Spend a few seconds here, trying to get those hips up. Really get into that lower oblique. Remember, you can always be on your elbow for this one if being on your wrist doesn't work for you. And relax. Be coming down, all the way down and off that arm. Straight arm. Make sure it's going straight above the head and not forward. Palm is up. Spare hand on the tummy. Feet flat. Lift them. And then use the tummy to stabilize, keep you steady. And shuffle your feet. So the feet are lifted and there's hip width distance between them. Remember, we're not wiggling them around, we're walking the feet. Some people sometimes complain of like this hurting their hip and stuff. So you can always bring yourself a little soft, thin cushion or a little towel or something to give you some cushioning if you need it. Turn this now into a mermaid tail. So the feet come together. We add a little flex at the bottom there, a little flip flap with the tail. Good. And relax. Okay, we're coming onto your front. So this one is flight. Awesome for everything on the back side of your body. So we've got the arms down the side of the body. They'll be straight and strong. Your palms will be flat. So when we're doing the exercise, we'll be in a dorsal raise. Make sure that you're keeping a nice neutral spine here and not lifting. Arms straight, rotating the arms all the way into the shoulder sockets. Get a nice strong rotation for every breath you take. 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out for a count of 100. Are you ready? All right, nice and strong, dorsal raise lift. Relax those arms, pull them down away from your ears and begin. Breathe. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you lift a little higher in that dorsal raise? 10 more for luck. And relax. Good job. Place your hands at the side of your chest. Push yourself all the way away from the floor and drop into child's pose. Okay, coming back to the floor. Take the hands in line with your chest. So not up here by your shoulders. We want the elbows close and tight to the body and the hands by your chest. Now, when we first lift, I want you to make sure that you're looking forward and not up. And I don't want you to worry about going full extension. If you can easily get up and you push yourself all the way up and your arms straighten, fine, but don't force it. Just see where we get to. Breathe in, exhale and push through the palms, lifting the chest and the hips. Good, and lower. Bending those arms and bringing yourself down under control. And again, breathe in, exhale and lift. So the hips coming all the way up. We're not overly arching that lower back. And lower. Going to do one more from the side so you can see. Inhale, lift and exhale. Lower. I'm going to do one more. Rest if you need to. And lift. And lower. Good. Okay. When we train the core, really important that we strengthen the back as well as the front. So this one is going to focus on the back side of the body. I'll show you what's going to happen, then I'll turn sideways so you can see, and then we'll go through it together. So the hands will be in the small of your back. If that doesn't work for your shoulders, just have them at the side of your body. It's not the end of the world. We'll kick the bum 3 times. And then on the third one, we extend and lift. One more from the side. 3, 2, 1. So if you need to, yours could look like this. All right. Maybe that's enough. We want to work the back of the body. We don't want to injure it though. Are you ready? Let's go. 3 kicks, then a lift. Try and focus on your shoulders, relaxing and pulling down and away from your ears on that extension of the arms. And relax. Hands at the side of your chest. Nice big child's pose for me. Good, and relax. So just a quick note on that one. When we work your back like that, you sometimes get that feeling of that it feels a little bit like backache. So sometimes we have to have that feeling in order to strengthen the back for it to get stronger for us generally. So if you already have back issues, you will feel that probably before somebody else So take lots of rests. It doesn't mean you can't do the exercises, just might mean that you have to be a little bit more careful. Okay, we are coming over onto your back. All right, so here, head and shoulders are lifted. Your fingertips are pushing towards your feet and your head is lifted, chin is tucked. If you need the option, one hand pops behind the back of the head. So here we've got 3 little pulses of the fingertips. So we go 3, 2, 1, and then release back to where we started. So try and tap the floor with those fingertips. 3, 2, 1, release. Breathe, release. And relax. Next exercise is the teaser. I'm going to give you lots of options so you can choose the one that's right for you. Basically, the teaser means we're going to focus on lifting the upper body and the lower body up at the same time, bringing ourselves up in a V-style sit. If you choose both arms, both legs, it's going to look like this. And then if I'm just going to stop somebody from hoovering upstairs. Olivia, you can't hoover me. It was bound to happen sooner or later. Somebody hoovering. I mean, ordinarily that'd be a good thing. Okay, so 2 arms, 2 legs. Or you choose 1 arm, 1 leg. Well, not 1 arm. 2 arms, 1 leg. And then you alternate your legs. Or you can try coming up with bent legs. Or with a single leg, okay? Now I know that some of these can be difficult. So this works too, if that's what you need. Don't even have to take the elbows off the floor. Something for everybody, and away you go. Good, last one. And relax. Okay, we're gonna do some hip strengthening leg circles. I want you to lie in the center of your mat. I want you to imagine that you are Sleeping Beauty and you're in a glass casket. So your leg cannot go right out to the side because there's a piece of glass here. So the leg lifts straight up. It comes across the body slightly. It's going to hit the glass and then it's going to slide down the glass until it brushes over the top of the other foot and goes up again. The same way across, round, down, and then up. So breathe through every single rotation. If you need a little relief, maybe you need to bend that leg slightly. You'll start to feel a dull ache in the hip joint. That's exactly what we're looking for. However, pain is not. So if you've got pain, please stop. Hips can be funny little clicky things. Let's do one more. And rest that leg. Okay, other side. Lift the leg up, bring it across the body. It hits the glass, it slides down, and then it comes back across until it's straight and up again. So at no point are you going any wider than the mat that you're lying on. So it keeps that movement quite small and centered around the joints of the head. Bending the leg will give you a little relief, and also you may need to stop a little earlier. I'm just going to do one more. And relax. Draw the knees into your chest. All right, we've got Pilates 100 now. So the last working exercise. After this, there'll be a few stretches. If you're new to Pilates 100, here's how it goes. Your head and shoulders will be lifted, your chin will be tucked, arms reaching and strong. We beat the air underneath the palms, 5 breaths out, 5 breaths in. When you do your 5 breaths, you can rotate your palms and do 5 on each side, and that'll give you a little bit of arm work too. What you do with your legs is where the intensity level changes. So if you're here and you need to pop one hand behind the back of the head, please do. Otherwise, keep your chin tucked and it will try and keep the pressure out of that neck as much as possible. Charlie Chaplin feet, legs out, 45 degrees, nice and straight is the hardest version. Bring the toes together to make it a bit easier. Lift the legs to make it a little easier. Bend them or pop them on the floor. The hardest version possible for you for 100. Know that you've got options. Are you ready? Head and shoulders lifted, arms long and strong. Choose your legs. 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out for 100. Begin. Almost there, keep going. And relax, good job. Drop it back, hug the knees. Place your hands on top of the knees and start a small circle in one direction. If you experience anything other than mild discomfort, you should stop. If it feels okay, gradually make that circle bigger. Hold, find the center, and circle the other way, small to start with. And gradually a little bigger if it feels okay. Okay, release your left leg, let it go long. Take your left hand and pull the outside of your right thigh and pull it all the way across your body until it comes over to the floor. If you only get part way, that's okay. And then if you want to try and add a little bit more to this stretch, take that spare arm and reach it out and away from you, and then turn your head to look out towards that arm. And relax, bring everything back to the center. Switch the legs. Grab it with the opposite arm, pull it across the body, dropping yourself all the way over until that leg is rested if you can. And then if you want to try and add a little bit more stretch, that spare arm reaches away and the eyes look out towards the arm. And roll back to the center. Roll yourself up to sitting. Bring the soles of your feet together. Grab a hold of your ankles. Walk your bottom towards your heels. And then if you want, you can try and use the weight of your arms to open out those knees. Awesome job today, you guys. You did fabulous. I think we're just about there. All right, and release. Good job, well done. I'm assuming well done. I can't see everybody. And you're all little, I can't see you anyway, really. We'll give Tara time to turn all the mics back on. If you've got to dash off, no problem. See you next time. Good job, well done. Thanks for joining us.
What does that have to do with what you wrote about? Your title reflects not the book. It's what you wrote about. What did you write about?
Thanks,
Are we all
Anne.
okay? We good?
Thanks, Anne. That was great. And
Oh,
I was just I'm very impressed that your teenagers were actually hoovering your house.